Everybody's got to have one, right? I mean, Philip Scrubber just published a video about his first time. He called it fugly. Mine wasn't much better, I suppose. All over the show. Up, down, no real plan of what I was going to do next. Can you believe I did it outside the front door too, where everyone could see? The things you do when you get a new drone. Don't go away. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I've seen lots of first flight videos on YouTube, so I thought I might as well share mine. In my video about why not to fly your drone inside, but how to do it anyway, I made the point that you are just so excited when you first get your drone that you want to fly it straight away. But if you don't have time to do that before the weekend, then you may be tempted to fly it inside. I stress in my video over and over not to do that. Just wait. Anyway, like I say to my kids, just do as I say, don't do as I do. So, yep, whilst my first flight was mostly outside, I started it inside. I couldn't resist. So, yep, it started on the floor of the apartment we're in at the moment, and once I was pretty sure I had lined up the door well enough, I flew it outside. My plan was to get it out into the open and then get it straight up as fast as possible so it didn't draw any attention from other people around the complex. The trouble is, because it hadn't locked onto any satellites, I could not lift the drone any higher than about 10 meters off the ground. I had a hard time figuring it out, so the drone was just hovering outside while I was looking through different settings. Finally, I heard,
"The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map."
And so I could then raise the drone up higher. It really is amazing seeing places that you're familiar with but from an aerial viewpoint. It's something I never ever get sick of. Anyway, so this was just a really quick flight to get it out of my system and then get back to work. But also because I was afraid the signal wouldn't have been great due to me being on the outside balcony of an apartment block with all sorts of interference and signal blocking obstructions, even though I knew I had OcuSync 2.0 on board. I was kind of curious to see how it would handle the situation actually, and I was pleasantly surprised. My previous drone, the DJI Spark, had the Wi-Fi transmission system. I still had quite a few signal dropouts during my flights, and I never used to take it out that far either. That's the number one reason why I didn't get the Mavic Mini. I really liked everything else about the drone, but I was put off because it had enhanced Wi-Fi as its transmission system. It's also the number one reason why I bought the Mini 2 drone. And that's because of the fact that it uses OcuSync 2.0. I must say everyone was shocked when the smallest and cheapest drone in the DJI stable of drones, to that point anyway, came out with OcuSync 2.0. Up until that point it had been reserved for the upper end of DJI's lineup like the Mavic 2 Pro. So when you combined OcuSync 2.0 with the ability to record video in 4K, the decent battery life, etc., it really was a no-brainer to get the Mini 2. For the price, the technology you get in this little drone is nothing short of amazing. Now, as I said, this was a pretty short flight. I could say it was to get a feel for the drone, get familiar with the controls, test the capability of the drone, test the camera, all that sort of thing. But really, I just wanted to play. Whether it's remote control cars or any sort of toy or device that you control and move, they are, number one, fun. And I just couldn't resist taking the opportunity to have a quick flight. I had a quick look around the neighborhood, around and down, and it's amazing how the view from the camera makes you feel closer to the action than you actually are. So while the footage here makes it look like I was super high and far away, I was literally just meters from where I took off. So feeling like I didn't really want to push things much further, I thought it was time to bring it back. So there was a bit of maneuvering to get the Mini 2 lined up with the apartment and back inside. I contemplated just landing it on the ground outside as there are quite a few open and flat areas and then just go down and collect it, but I decided on bringing it back into the apartment. So I just positioned it so it looked all lined up and very carefully brought it inside to land. Now, I always say a flight where the drone comes back in one piece is a successful flight, so I was happy and more than a little relieved, I must say, to have it back. I mean, there'd be nothing worse than losing or breaking it on the first flight, right? In fact, a fellow YouTuber and friend, Corey, who lives in Wellington and runs a YouTube channel called The Other Photo Guy, mentioned in the video of his first flight with his DJI Mini SE that he kept it relatively close to him because he didn't want the wind to grab it and whisked it out to sea on its maiden flight. And I guess we all feel that way when we first start using a new gadget like a drone, right? It's normal to feel a little nervous. I'll put a link to Corey's channel and his video in the description below. Well, since that first flight, I've racked up quite a few more adventures, and I've been using the Mini 2 to capture some epic cinematic footage and some photos for Instagram. If that's what you want to use your Mini 2 for, check out the videos on screen now. They give you practical and easy advice to get up and capturing great video or images really quickly. So click on the links on screen now, and I'll see you over there. Cheers, guys.